Hello everybody, it's Joe Bean Videos on the Jimmy Master animatronics, and what I'm doing a quick review of is two different Tekky Toys Spirit Halloween Rising animatronics. One is the Rising Reaper with the pumpkin, but he doesn't have the pumpkin. The pumpkin should be somewhere, but I don't know where it is, but even the part of its base is broken, so it doesn't go in there. It used to be held up by Gravedigger's base, but now that's being used for that Cauldron Witch, and so what I've been doing with him the past few years is I've been, those barrels they had at Spirit Halloween in 2018. I bought that one of those, and he rises from out of the barrel, so he still has pretty good potential. And this guy is the Pumpkin Guardian of the Grave. I didn't bring his tombstone. He was actually snapped off his rising thing, but it was snapped at the very top. So all I did was take out the broken part and just slide the remaining on, and it's perfectly fine. Actually, there's three of these. I have one, and Lucas has one. I don't know which one, if this is originally mine or Lucas's, but one of them stopped working for the fog machine feature, and I think that one was Lucas's, but the one that didn't work with the fog, but I'm not sure. I also got the fried one, the one that fried at our store in 2015. This one was 2009 and 2010. This is the 2010 model. I had the 2009 version, and that one's base has always been used on my evil Cauldron Witch. But when I first got this one, I made that one into a rising devil, where a devil head rises out of a box. But yeah. Anyways, this has the same audio as Creepy Caretaker, but obviously he was made before Creepy Caretaker, so he's original. I like this guy. He's cool. He's technically one of my first spear props. Him, Wild Witch, and Hovering Ghost were my first ones. His hood is posable, like it's got a bendable wire, same with his shoulders, so you can really make him look pretty good. He's got that kind of a rising mech, of course. This one rises up pretty tall. This one's way taller than my first one was. My first one didn't rise as tall as this one. The bad thing about this one is that when I got it, his pumpkin never lit up. His wires were tore right from the factory, and that's what kind of sucks. Because it's really cool when the pumpkin illuminates. And as I've stated before, this rising mech and stuff does not work on the 2009 base. They don't work on each other. They have to be with their own. The 2010 rising mech has to be on the 2010 base, because the wires are switched around on different spots on the board. But basically, his hands would... There's a pole that goes into the base that holds the pumpkin, and then these hands would velcro to the pumpkin to look like he's holding it, and he hides behind the pumpkin head. The pumpkin head looks pretty similar to that, to be honest. And this is Pumpkin Guardian of the Grave. It doesn't make any sense, because I don't know why it would be in a grave, because it just doesn't make sense. And his tombstone has a bunch of pumpkins all over it. This is when they started using the white bases, though. This was like the first year, 2015, when they started using the white bases. The only thing with him is that Guardian of the Grave has a timer where he goes off every 2 minutes. He doesn't. And his box states that he has a timer, but it doesn't. Neither version does, 2009 or 2010, because again, I've had them both, and they never had a timer. So the box gave false information. This one has a volume control. The older ones don't. This is actually one of the first ones, Tekky animatronics, that has the external speaker jack, wherever it's at. I can't find it. There's the foot pad. That C is for the fog machine hookup. There's the speaker jack. It's got the black harness. The older ones just have the white ones. So, but yeah, I guess we'll get to showing them. I've made lots of videos with my Rising Reaper. I would normally add the videos at the end, but I don't need to, because I'll just put a link in the description where I showed them. Okay, so yeah. I'll do a newer video of him when he has the tombstone with both of them, but for now, I'm just doing this. Also, Johnny has the Rising Reaper with the pumpkin, and I'm still waiting for him to make a review of that, because his is actually in good condition. Also, this one's head has always been kind of like looking up a bit. My other one wasn't like that. So yeah. Also, on this one, I actually cut the relay switch wires off, because the thing about him is that he continues to play some some creepy audio music if he doesn't hit his relay switch, and I wanted it to play the whole thing. You'll see what I mean, because when he gets all the way down, the relay switch hits the relay switch and he shuts off, but if you don't, he continues to play creepy music. That creepy caretaker doesn't even play, because he stops after he laughs. So here we go. So it does that for the bad thing about when they do that is that it deteriorates the belt and it disintegrates the belt piece. So you have to replace it every once in a while. I did the same thing with my Guardian of the Grave too. Holy crap, that thing's loud. Holy crap. Like, he's taller than 4 feet.
The tortured souls that haunt this place have been waiting for someone like you to join us.
See, he continues to play the music, but if his relay switch is working, he would stop there. What's crazy about my 2009 one is that it was so loud that right when I got it, my dad taped like a bunch of like napkins and tissues to it so it would be quieter, because he was like, that's too loud for your ears. He is actually pretty loud, because they didn't have volume switches back then. This guy, like, he lights up before he activates, and that if you use the fog machine, that's what it does. It blows fog first, then it rises up, and then when it gets up, it blows more fog, and then when it goes down, it blows a little more. So yeah, I seriously hope my parents don't get pissed. They're trying to sleep. See, they programmed him to where he starts going down when he says "join us," but I feel like if they would have waited a little longer, then they would have played more of the music before it gets down. Also, my 2009 one would rise up and down a lot faster. The 2010 ones seemed like they were a lot slower. Same with the Guardian of the Grave. Well, anyways, that's it for now. I'm sorry I had to cover his hands over the speaker, but literally that vent goes to my parents' bedroom. So they probably heard this and got pissed off. So yeah. This one is snapped off. So literally all I did was take out the broken part and just stick what the remaining in there. So it's not going to be as tall as it was, but it's better than nothing. It basically broke right at the tip though, so right at the top. So it's not going to be a whole lot shorter. I don't even know where the piece went though. So yeah, it's perfectly fine now.